Hi, I'm here to give you deed number 61, some guidance on that, which is discipline. Sorry, I didn't think I would be distracted, but I kind of am. My daughter's got cartoons in the next room, and I don't have a door. There's not a real door when you come into my room, so I just have to deal with it. So just bear with me a little bit. I get easily distracted sometimes. Like I was saying in a video earlier, I'm like the princess and the pea. It was like one little thing, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't get comfortable. It's ridiculous. So this one is about discipline, and I covered discretion, and I've numbered these, and so you can refer back to them. And I am putting them into a playlist. Okay, so discipline is very important when developing ourselves and cultivating ourselves in our ministry, in our business, in life in general. Discipline, things like procrastination have come up. God counts us as liars when we're supposed to do something and we procrastinate on it. Okay? It's like we're not being honest. That's the way God views it. So we don't really want to be pegged up in God's kingdom as lazy or unwilling, either because we won't use discretion, we won't develop ourselves, we're not cultivating ourselves enough, or we're not using enough discipline. So we're kind of covering those things. And this is, some of you, this has been a long-standing issue in your sacred union, in your walk with God, maybe in your business, maybe in your life in general. And so God has some things for us, some words for that, and I'm going to cover some of that right now. So first off, champions are willing to do things they hate to create something they love. So I struggle with this one a lot because I don't like to do technical things. There's good reasons why I don't like to do these things. But yet if I would just push myself a little bit more, and I already know this, but I still will procrastinate, I could get it done. And then the result would be amazing, yet I still sit there and don't do it. So, example, my eyesight, doing these videos, things like that, all the little quirks, all the little things that I should have overcome by now. I still have to overcome them. And some of the reason I wasn't overcoming them was because there were things I didn't even know about myself, Though some of those things were very physical and real, and so that made a difference. That made a huge difference. And sometimes it's hard to see. And God is not easy on me at all. Like, people think that sometimes. I know they do. I can tell by the things they say and do and the way they treat me, and I can also tell because he tells me that. And in some ways he is. He's a little more patient with me sometimes than maybe some other people. I'm not sure. But then other times it's like, okay, you called me to do something that you also afflicted me. It's ridiculous. It's like I'm supposed to read and I'm half blind and things like that, and I get very frustrated. I literally get so frustrated that it takes my breath away, and when I get that feeling, I'm like, okay, it's time to just give it back to God. Hey, I'll give this back to you now. And then he'll show up all at once and give it back to me. And I'm like, okay, all right, I hear you. Let me see if I can show in some way that I'm listening and I'm acknowledging that. So sometimes the level of discipline that I go through is can't be seen all the time, but it's there. Trust me. He disciplines me. He really does. So this surgery that we're trying to perform to help others with right now can be about discipline. For a lot of us, it might be about that. So for some of you, it might be about discretion. Some of you, it might be about the way you worship. Some of you, it might just be a matter of discipline. Maybe it's just something you want to do. It's part of your personal desires and dreams, and you're just not quite there yet, and maybe a little discipline would help. I know this applies to twin flames. I know we go through that a lot in our union. And the masculine may struggle with this. I'm getting that is something the masculines have struggled with, is the discipline. So that's all fine and good, but when God enters the situation and says that's enough, that's the hard part, because, yeah, been there, done that. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. Psalms 143:10. He who spares his rod hates his son, but he who loves him disciplines him promptly. This is a repeated message, by the way, Proverbs 13:24. Chasten your son while there is hope, and do not set your heart on his destruction. Big one for me, raising sons. Big one. Proverbs 19:18. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of correction will drive it far from him. Proverbs 22:6-15. And if I could just give you a little bit of confirmation of what I'm being shown today. So the horse represents your source energy and your drive. And the Lord wants to drive the masculine a little more towards his desires. So apply this however you need to, or however it applies for you and resonates. But I was drawn to Pink 2 light, and while I was hearing the twin flame reading, my daughter came in with a sandwich bag filled with all these little things she cut out, and she had me choose what I was drawn to, and I was drawn to this. So I consider those little signs and wonders, but sometimes they mean very big things. So this could be speaking to your son or your daughter. It could be speaking to you in whatever way. But if you're hearing this message right now, it's going to probably speak to you very divinely and with a lot of resonance concerning something that you're dealing with. Okay, so what I just read to you was Proverbs 22:6-15. O Lord, correct me, but with justice, not in your anger, lest you bring me to nothing. Jeremiah 10:24. So I often pray for edification. And when I pray for edification, I ask the Lord to be gentle, and he is gentle. So for some of you at this time, expect edification, but expect and pray for it to be gentle, so that you can digest it, so that you don't also arouse anger or resentment in yourself, and if you're offering discipline, same thing. Okay, apply it with a level of gentleness and sensitivity. Strong message right now. For whom the Lord loves, he chastens and scourges every son whom he receives. If you endure chastening, God dwells in you as with sons. For what son is there whom the Father does not chasten? But if you are without chastening, of which all have become partakers, then you are illegitimate, and not sons. Hebrews 12, 6 through 8. So, if you are without discipline and chastening that came from God, in other words, a source of wisdom, God or a parent, then you may be counted as an illegitimate child of God. So, illegitimate can be applied to prophets. We've been talking a lot about prophets, and people always, oh, it's false prophets. Well, they may be babies in Christ. Their ministries may be babies in Christ. They may not think so, but they may not be. What I'm saying is a form of falsity is illegitimacy. Does it mean the word is inaccurate or not true? Not always. It's just, it doesn't quite contain something, or it doesn't match up with who that person really is with God. And I've been referring to certain prophets, and he's been showing me certain prophets. And there was a time when he showed me these prophets, and I had these black boots, and I got rid of them because I sat and I meditated on it, and I'm like, no, this really does not represent me. And it just doesn't. And he drew me to the black today too. He drew me to the leather on the Bible. He likes this word, he's confirming that. And we got this pink 2 light. You're not letting your feminine out. You're not letting God shine through you when you literally dress yourself in black or you harden your heart. So he may be disciplining some of you now in terms of that. So be aware that he uses me as a teapot. And I'm going to pour out this oil, okay? I'm going to pour out this hot tea on you. He uses me that way. I may be what he's using for some of you. Maybe it may come through your wife, your sister, your female friend, your twin flame, females you work with. But you need to take it as if it comes from God, if it speaks to your heart. So I was also drawn to this today. I use this a lot. I use it on my skin. I use it to do blessings in my ministry. I use it to cook with. I use other oils. I use divine ingredients. I use pure and organic things in my ministry and in my cooking and in my life. So God calls us, and he wants us to be that. He wants us to be pure, and he wants us to be that healing balm and that oil that's poured out. So sometimes we're not there yet. Sometimes we get there, but then we forget, or we get influenced, or we get we're not stopping and letting the Lord lead us. See, this horse is in a position where it's being led. It's not galloping with force. It's just galloping, and it's being led. She has her head down in a galloping position. We want to be like that. We really want to be like that at this time. So we are in some hot water in our ministry, some of us. We are about to experience a level of awareness of God that we maybe haven't experienced before. Some of us who are really experienced, maybe, some of us maybe not. So that's Him letting us know. So that is a word on discipline, number 61, card number 61 here. And you can refer back to this anytime. It's going to be in the library. Please like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you don't want to miss anything. Subscribe if you want to be able to refer back or pop in here or be a part of the ministry in any way. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your donations and your kindness and your charity and your attention and your patience. And thank you for showering me with so much support, especially the past few years. Some of you have been so supportive. And thank you, and welcome to new people who maybe I haven't even met yet. Thank you, and I'm here to be. I'm here for everyone. So I love you all. Bye bye.